Alright, so tutuloy natin tong series na to kasi naumpisa na natin kay Pablo and tuloy na natin kay Ken. What nobody understands about Ken of SB19. And if you like this series, please like the video and comment nyo yung next gusto nyo next natin na member, and we'll definitely do that, no? So ngayon si Ken muna, no? Alright, so ano na natin yan. Thank you very much kay Master Casual Chuck because he makes these amazing documentaries, and you haven't subscribed to him, please do. Casual Chuck. So eto na, let's do this.
Sino ang pinaka-spoiled sa grupo?
Spoiled?
Ito
Bakit spoiled si Ken?
Sino ang makakalimutan? Hindi mong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya. Bakit na dami Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop.
Makakalimutin si Ken sa sayaw? Tas, di ba siya yung main dancer? Totoo ba yun?
Hindi mong patapos na, nagkamali pa siya.
Nalala ko yung Pinay Big Brother, man. Hindi naman big deal yan.
Bakit na dami Ken? Bakit si Ken? Bakit si Ken?
Please stop it.
Please stop it? Anong stop it? Ano yan?
Ken is, in my opinion, the most successful idol in K-pop history. Most fans see him as someone who's living the life most of us can only dream of. But in reality, there's a lot more. It all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur.
Pagadian,
this is the countryside
man.
where Felipe John Suson.
This is what? 3 hours? I don't know if it's 3 hours or 5 hours ride from Zamboanga City, where I am residing, no? May taga Zamboanga City ako, so yung lugar nila Ken is just 3 to 5 hours away from me. I can go there. Trip lang yun, pupunta doon.
Was raised.
Sabi?
It all started in Pagadian, Zamboanga del Sur. This is the countryside where Felipe John Suson was raised. His mom wanted to name him Kenji, but his grandpa Felipe insisted to name him Philip. He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried chicken was...
I can definitely relate to that. And fried chicken is a luxury when it comes to living in the province and having a poor life. Kagaya sa mahirap din kami. Pag may fried chicken talaga, tuwang-tuwa ka, talagang parang ano. Pag may birthday nga, pag birthday ko nga dati na ako, probinsya. Probinsyano din kasi, ano. Pag may coke, ano na ako parang, ay, birthday ko nga, masaya, parang gano'n. Pero, in a way, parang hindi siya, sa personally parang, parang ramdam ko lang din na, uy, may coke, parang gano'n yung dating, no? Kaya feeling ko gano'n din yung naramdaman ni Ken na parang, kung may instant noodles, ano din masayang masaya siya. Pero, di ba, para sa normal, hindi mahirap. Medyo yun, medyo hindi nga yun, kapag may birthday ka. Kaya medyo malungkot nga naman na talagang part yun. And I can definitely relate to that.
He was the youngest member of a family that barely had anything financially. They were very poor that instead of a cake on his birthday, all he gets is a plate of instant noodles. Life was so hard that having fried chicken was heaven for him.
Damn.
So it quickly became his all-time favorite.
Fried chicken.
Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better pay.
Kaya pala naging manok siya. Kaya pala naging chicken siya kasi yun yung heaven niya, yun yung naging favorite niya, no? Yun ba yun? Yun ba yung dahilan? I think yun yung dahilan kasi talagang parang core memory favorite kasi yun yung hindi niya makain dati. Damn, okay.
Jobs to support the education of Ken and his... So it quickly became his all-time favorite. Because of this, both of his parents had to go overseas to find better paying jobs to support the education of Ken and his older sister. He had to be taken under the care of his grandparents. He then grew up in a church and his grandpa was the pastor. He was just a scrawny kid who likes mathematics and...
God damn. Kaya talaga I mean, I know so much about SB19 but hindi kasi ako nagkakalkal ng videos ng SB19 sa pastime ko kasi reactor kasi ako. I want to watch it when I can watch it with my audience, with the masters, no? Kasi ayokong parang mag-react ako sa napanood ko na. So, this is news to me. So, yung grandfather niya is a pastor, tapos dalawang, both of his parents are abroad. Okay, ganun pala yun. God damn, okay.
Discovered drawing as his first talent. So he went on to become an editorial cartoonist in school. Family gatherings in the Philippines always require a karaoke machine. And Kent's extended family wasn't a stranger to that. He used to hide during these occasions because he was always asked to sing. I was told by some sources that Ken had a very good singing voice as a kid but lost his confidence when puberty hit because it gave him an ultra deep voice which turned out to become one of his greatest assets in the future because of the dude named Pablo.
I never thought na may mga tao talaga makapag-appreciate ng voice ko. Kasi hindi ako ganoon ka confident sa voice ko kasi yung range ko mababa lang tapos malalim yung boses ko.
Kaya nga depende yan. Depende yan sa ano mo. Usually, sa mga singing contest, when it comes to Tawag ng Tanghalan, The Voice, the first shit that you should consider is the song choice. That's the best and that's the first thing that you should think of. Pag na-mess up mo yung song choice, punyeta, wala ka. Nari, yung boses mo, yung old school na parang pang bababa. Pababayaan mo kayang masayang na lang. Tapos yung pinakanta sa'yo, yung mga air supply. Talo ka na pag yun ang pinili mo. Kaya song choice, nababagay sa boses mo, dapat yung piliin mo. And Ken, akala niya, siguro biritero yung mga classmate niya dati o mga kapitbahay niya. Di niya alam yung para pala sa kanya, yung mga mababa, yung talagang magsashine yung boses niya. Yun naman yung mahalaga kung saan para sa'yo yung boses. And he is one of the best bass singers in the Philippines right now, man. And even the world, man.
Ngayon, parang naging na-appreciate ko na yung boss ko dahil may mga tao na ka-appreciate ko. Nice.
Anyway, his newfound love for music got him to learn his first musical instrument without anyone teaching him. So he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but later fixed it as he learned more.
God damn.
He was also active in sports, representing his school in regional tournaments. He played some table tennis and sepak takraw as a spiker. For those who don't know, this position requires exceptional skills to perform explosive jumps to block and spike the ball. The teacher saw this as a potential that can translate into good dancing, so he was offered to join the dance club for better grades. He was hesitant at first, but when he tried,
puta, lahat na lang kinuha, nag-cartoonist, natutong mag-gitara, magaling kumanta, tapos nilagay sa sepak takraw. Kung gusto nyo kunin dancer, patayin na lang kaya. Lahat nag-itinagawa kay Ken ha. Pero salamat pa rin dahil sa inyo nahasa yung talent. Grabe. Sepak takraw. Lately ko lang nalaman niya, may nag-comment sa akin na nagsisepak takraw si Ken. Damn. Very talented. What the F?
Oh, what happened next? Watching his early clips feels like he was born to dance. He was even hired by his school to choreograph some dance routines. He then moved to Cagayan de Oro to study architecture in college. He became a member of the dance crews called Excite, GA7, and Amigo 7. These last two crews were so good. In fact, Ken had a crewmate named Joshua who went on to become a member of a successful international idol group in the future called Z-Boys. They were beating everybody in the countryside, so there was no point in competing there anymore. It was time for the big leagues. They got invited to join major K-pop dance competitions, and this was the first time when Ken met other SB19 would-be members. Not as brothers, but as enemies. In one particular contest, Josh and Stel's crew defeated Ken's because they already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by Josh, which actually surprised him because...
Chuck naman! Ito yung picture ni Josh. Ito yung... Chuck talaga, man. na-mention si Josh, ito yung picture na pinakita niya. Bayan siya! Okay, hayop ko.
They already had a GOAT status in the industry at the time. Ken accepted defeat gracefully and even asked to be trained by Josh, which actually surprised him because he thought Ken was a show-off.
Kinausap niya po ako eh. Sabi niya sa akin, Idol Josh, gano'n mo tawag niya sa akin, Idol Josh. Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo, patraining naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance, the train...
Nakita niyo na yung approach ni Ken. Idol Josh, pasali naman ako, patraining naman ako sa inyo. Tapos sasabihin yung kupal, gusto niyo hampasin ko kayo nito? Hampas ko sa ulo niyo to eh. Mukha lang maangas yan boy, pero magalang yan. Hampasin ko kayo sa... Diba? Ang bait-bait ni Ken boy. Maangas lang yan. Hindi yan kagaya sa mga idol niyo na yung talagang maangas talaga yung dating, yung kupal yung dating. Tapos sa totoong buhay, totoong kupal talaga. Kilala niyo naman si... Bahala na kayo mag-isip kung sino yung hayop na yan. Pero si Ken, man, mabait yan.
Together never happened. Ken then went home to continue his studies.
Pasali naman ako sa ano nyo, patraining naman ako sa grupo nyo. Kahit sa gilid lang ako.
But because of their distance, the training together never happened.
Okay.
Ken then went home to continue his studies. Fast forward to 2017, he received a message from Josh. It was an invite to audition for the 5th member spot of SB19. But there's one problem. Ken had no money, so Josh was like, no problem, I'll take care of it. Ken then told his grandma about stopping school to pursue it.
Josh Cullen, arigato gozaimasu. Shishi. Thank you so much, Josh. I love you. Damn. What the F, man? You're the reason. You're the reason to the teardrops on my guitar.
And she was very hesitant because she thought it was a scam, and his parents overseas would have automatically said no. But Ken was so close to his grandma that he managed to convince her to go in secret. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams. He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket. So our country boy took off to pursue his dreams. He had nothing with him except his phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money. This time when he arrived at the airport, there was no crew. It was all him. So imagine how that must have felt.
I'm from another part of the Philippines, and going to Manila without the supervision or the help of your guardian is definitely hard at nakakatakot. I'm just lucky na kasama ko si Commander to pursue this because initially ayaw ng guardians ko na hindi sumakay ng barko because that's what I studied for and I've trained for that and I have the papers, but my heart is not on that path, so I decided to pursue my dreams instead in vlogging. So I hope you subscribe because that's definitely a big help for my dreams, no? And I'm trying right now, and there's definitely movement in this dream and this journey thanks to you. And I can say na sobrang hirap talaga, lalo pag walang, alam mo yun, hindi ka nila susuportahan. It's really hard. Kaya I get what he feels right here.
Anyway, he took a taxi to SBT Talent Camp, and of course, the drivers camped him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip. What a rip.
Mga puking ina nyo. Kakabalita lang nung last sa TV Patrol na, di ba, TV Patrol yung hype yun, basta may taxi daw na parang nagdaningil ng 1.5 pa, 1.2. Mga puki ng ina nyo. Mga putang ina nyo talaga. Putang ina nyo. Ba't di na lang kasi lumaban ng patas tong mga hayop na mga tanginang to eh. Sipin mo yun, men. Ang bad trip nun. Tangina, ang bad trip nun. Nababad trip ako. Man. Napapasok kasi parang nalalagay ko yung Yung Pacific! Nalalagay ko yung sarili ko kay Ken. That's ako yung nasasaktan para sa kanya kasi I can relate to him. Di ko ngayon ko lang nalaman yung story na ganito ka deep, ganito ka detailed. Thanks to Chuck, man. Paano mo nalaman to? Ha? Iniscam pa siya ng taragis na tanginang punyetang driver na yun. Sana hindi masarap yung sana madapa ka tapos ma-shoot yung mukha mo sa tae. Punyeta ka. Ikaw na bahala kung anong tae gusto mo, basta tae. Excuse me sa mga kumakain. Hayop na yun. Gago.
His phone, his clothes, and a 1,500 peso pocket money. This time when he arrived at the airport, there was no crew. It was all him. So imagine how that must have felt. Anyway, he took a taxi to SBT Talent Camp, and of course, the driver scammed him. He had to pay 600 pesos for a supposedly 150 peso trip. What a ripoff. Anyway, he finally met Josh and the boys and started training with them for a year while crashing into a distant relative's house to rest up.
Aww.
He slept on the floor, not with a comforter, but a banig. Because if he didn't, he would be homeless. Ken had no salary when he was still training, so he moonlighted as a small-time model to survive, which is an experience that would play a big role in his future. The dude was literally...
So he went to Manila and became a model! God damn, okay. Ken doing side quests. Nag-model pala siya, okay? I don't know that shit, but that's awesome.
Fighting for his dreams every single day. So here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God has ever created.
Damn!
To know more about...
I was expecting Chuck would say the biggest cape, the biggest ano sabi niya? Ano sabi niya?
Here comes 2018 when they finally debuted, and though it was a rocky start, they gradually progressed to become the greatest P-pop group God.
I thought he's gonna say the best P-pop group in the world, but he ended up saying a better one and the best one, the best P-pop group God has created. God dang, that's right.
It's ever created. If you want to know more about their story as a group, check out the SB19 story series I made, linked down in the description. You can also join the highest tier of our channel's membership if you're interested to be credited as one of the executive producers.
Go guys.
So how did Ken become the most polarizing P-pop idol? Like, how is he either obsessively loved by fans or obsessively hated by bashers? Well, he has this persona of a badass dude who doesn't give a shit. And if you combine that with one of the many accusations thrown at him, then they got themselves a new P-pop villain in the making. But there's one thing in common between all those issues. They lack evidence.
Damn.
There are a few exceptions though, but you can't say a person is arrogant just because he looks cool and badass.
Yeah.
The dude is even a softie. He tends to cry in interviews and emotional moments. His awkwardness as a kid is still there, and this TikTok clip says it all.
Me and you and you and me, just us and your friend Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve. Do 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 Steve.
Also, you can't just call a person lazy.
Baliw! Ang cute na gago.
Just because you've seen a few clips of him sleeping. I mean, isn't it a result of him working too hard? Being an idol and running your own clothing company at the same time is no...
Remember, at this time, si Chuck pa lang yung nagtatanggol sa SB19. Kaya talagang mataas yung respeto ko sa taong yan. He deserves all the blessings on his way. He just hit 100k subs, going to ano na siya, 120 na siya ngayon. Malapit na yan, 1 million, baka naman. He deserves it, man. Pinagtanggol niya ang SB19 nung wala pa ang iba na gumagawa nito. Chuck, ang lupit mo. Alam nyo, madalas nababas si Chuck. Hindi ko alam bakit siya nababas. Nababas siya dahil nagre-react daw siya agad. Ang daming ginawa ni Chuck para sa SB19. I mean, hindi naman sa kinikwenta, no? Hindi naman kinikwenta ni Chuck. Pero ang pangit nun, men. Kita mo naman to. Nung panahon ba nito, nandun ka na para gumawa ng ganitong bagay? Magkaiba yun, ha? I'm sorry. kung avid fan, avid 18 ka, I don't think you can compare yourself to Chuck, man. Kasi ito, man, nakasalalay yung career niya dito. Nakasalalay yung image niya. Nakasalalay lahat dito sa mga pinagsasabi niya sa internet. And when he made this, sugal yan. Magkaiba yan sa nag-type ka lang sa internet, boy. Kaya bigyan niya naman ng, ng chill si Chuck. Hayop na yan eh. Kapag inaaway nyo, doon lang nga sa iba. Nakikita ko may mga umaaway sa kanya. Di ko na alam yung ibang dahilan, no. Di ko alam kung valid, pero sa part na yung mga yung nagre-react si Chuck, ginagawa naman ng lahat yun. Ba't galit kayo sa kanya? Ba't galit kayo? Normal naman na yun ah. Hindi ko alam ba't nagagalit sila na ganun. Samantalang din nila alam kung anong ginawa ni Chuck sa ganito, oh. Wala pa naman dati, nagtatanggol masyado sa SB19, boy. Kaya matuto naman kayong magpasalamat. SB19 nga, nagpapasalamat kay Chuck. Nilagay pa siya sa trailer nung kasi na-appreciate nila kung paano pinagtanggol ni Chuck yan. Diba? Ayoko maging bias sa ganito, man. I just say what I see. As it is, man. And I know him. He's a good dude. He makes good content. Punyeta. Ako nga, nagre-react lang ako siya. Gumagawa pa talaga ng content, oh. Hindi madali ito. Tapos ano pa talaga, the main point is to clear to the mind of the people kung gaano ka-okay ang SB19, kung gaano sila kagaling, gaano sila hindi kupal. Pinagtatanggol niya to, men. Huwag naman mang-away ang iba, yun lang. Kung akala mo ko i-compare nila yung sarili nila kay Chuck, akala mo sila talagang sila nagtulak sa SB19 eh. Huwag naman ganun, maging fair naman kayo. Pare-pareho lang naman tayo ditong nagtatry na tulungan ng SB19. Diba? Nagkataon lang na may channel si Chuck. Napapansin ko lang, I have to address it kasi ko minsan pag nakikita ko yung bahala na yan. Pero na ano lang ako kasi na-appreciate ko kasi talaga tong taong to. Ang ganda ng ginagawa niya para sa SB19 kasi kung ako si Ken, ma-appreciate ko to eh. Yung ginagawa niya, hindi ko naman kilala yung hayop na yan. Sino ba yung hayop ng video-video na gawa-gawa ng dokyo-dokyo sa akin? Pero dahil sa kanya, hindi ko na kailangan sabihin na hindi ako kupal kasi siya na nagsabi. And masarap yun na para kay Ken. Kaya give respect naman sa pangalan ni Chuck, no? Yeah. I love you, bro. Hindi niya to makikita pero nagdala ako sa nakikita ko minsan eh. Parang ang nila kay Chuck, masyado silang galit.
Yo, the dude only used to draw this aspiration, but now he made it happen. He managed to build a company that sold out merch in just minutes. It's insane.
Damn!
It's even rumored that his company is now worth more than $1 million. Whether it's true or not, it put an even bigger target on his back. And haters started coming up with even more ridiculous claims, like accusing him of copying 2 K-pop music videos just because they have a similar vibe. This was easily debunked though. If you want to check it out, I made a video about it. Link down in the description.
Defending na naman.
His main dancer position got also heavily criticized because of one single clip of him messing up on live TV. It was unfair in my opinion because Ken has always been consistent in his dance performances, yet the haters suddenly forgot about how good he really is. Ken never fired back. Or did he?
Hades on the way. Nagtatago kapag sa likod ng dami ang kampapre. Huwag mo mahiya, labas ka na sa lunggo. Patingin naman na sample kung paano naghihilip pag...
So why does the poultry still exist and are still growing in numbers after all the bashing? Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. Capabilities. What?
Tayo na, panoorin niyo yung kung gusto niyo makita ng sample ng sayaw ni Ken na personal tapos hindi SB19 yung kanta, i-search niyo yung Maharani ng Alamat sa TikTok. Damn! Lupit ng sayaw ni Ken dun. Maharani! Ganda ng sayaw niya dun.
Well, it's because he doesn't only have the alluring personality, but he also has the capability to back it up. Scratch that. capabilities. What's crazy about Ken is that
Jaira ba
he has
yan?
already shown us enough talent, like his exceptional dancing and singing, that is enough to fulfill a main vocal role.
Main vocal role. Damn, strong ano ha. Strong statement. Excuse me. Damn! Ken is nice. What the F, man. Totoo naman talaga eh. Kaya nga lupit ng mga kanta niya eh. Fight, fight sa sky and go. Don't tell me that this one. Diba? Lupit nun. Tsaka, may album na siya. Dalawa.
Yet he still has a lot of secrets. I'm telling you, man, this guy is a living anime character.
Nah, totoo yan. Totoo yan.
Have you heard of an idol who is also a CEO? A dancer who is known for his aerial flips but never tells us that he can also breakdance. A singer who writes and co-produces his own songs. A musician that plays guitar, keyboard, drums, and can even beatbox. A fashion influencer. A man who plays sports like basketball, billiards, volleyball, badminton, table tennis.
Wala na, tinapos na. Oh, sa mga haters ni Ken. Ha? Ang pas ko to sa ano nyo. May kaya ka bang gawin dyan? Gawin kitang bola sa ano eh, sa billiard, ha? Ken, man. Ano, ang lupit, boy. Nang-i-hate kayo dyan. Ang bait niyan eh.
Tennis, boxing, and sepak takraw with decent proficiency. A skater boy, an artist, a philanthropist, and most especially, a man of faith.
A man of faith?
I initially thought that the Superior Sound brand was all about him, but I was quickly proven wrong when I found this Bible verse underneath his Bulan CD, Hebrews 1:5-14. The entire passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions. Some don't even have one. But I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs.
God dang. You're lucky na hindi ko napanood to bago ko nakapagpili ng bias, kasi that's huge for me. Shit, man. I really love his songs. Maybe he's my bias when it comes to solo songs. Kasi I'm more of a hip-hop kind of guy na may pagka-rock. So yung may pagka-party type, I'm thinking about Pablo also. Dalawa sila eh. Hindi ako makapili eh, as of now. Hindi mahirap. Pero kung napanood ko to, baka maging bias ko siya, no? Fuck, man. Ken is amazing, man. And adding that, na maka-Diyos pa siya, and Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, bro. God damn, hindi ko lang nalaman yun.
Passage is lengthy, but it all boils down to Christ being the superior of all beings. I mean, all of us have different religions. Some don't even have one. But I just respect people like him who stand firm behind their beliefs. As of today, Ken has established himself as an arguably the most successful P-pop idol and the richest among his co-members. And it's just the beginning. They're still on their way to introducing Filipino music to the world through the US as of the making of this video. And his group SB19 is the first.
And this was 4 years ago. Imagine how rich he is now. Imagine how rich they are now. Oh my gosh, man. Let's go. It was 2 years ago na ginawa ni Chuck. Pero yung Wyatt, 4 years ago ba yung Wyatt?
To ever do it. So what have we learned about Ken's story? For me, it was his persistence and willingness to take risks. Have you ever noticed that sometimes it's your loved ones that said no to your aspirations?
Yeah.
Because, they care about you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to fail
Yeah.
and all that. Do you know how many people have had visions, ideas, and huge career moves that they were about to do, but they allowed the word no to stop them. For all I know, you might be one of those people.
I am.
The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist, but he didn't reject his own ideas. The difference with Ken is that he never gave the power to the word no. It was his own grandma who tried to stop him, but he continued. Yes, haters exist.
Tarantado na to, banana milk. Tanga, pangalan mo pa lang, tanga na. LMA, Phillips Bulan is a complete rip-off of Lacelet LMAO. Y'all SB stans are so fucking annoying. Not wanting to accept the fact that your idol stole someone else's work frame by frame. Eh, pakyo ka!
But he didn't reject his own ideas just because they rejected his ideas. Haters hate because they feel small when your ideas start turning into reality. He once said in an interview that success is the best revenge, so he stopped killing them with kindness. To this day, Ken has been torturing them with success.
Created by Casual Chuck, man. Pawis at dugo yan yung ginawa ni Casual Chuck. God damn, that was a long ass video, but it was all worth it. And we are just on the second member. We're still gonna do Stel, Justin, and Josh. It's gonna be a ride, y'all. So if you like this series, please do like and subscribe. The most important part is subscribing. Maraming salamat po. Ang lapad ng noo ko, ibaba ko lang to sa outro. Ken is amazing, man. That's just it. He's an amazing dude, amazing person, amazing everything. Performer, son, grandson, everything, man. Thank you, Chuck, for making this video. You are an amazing person as well. And yeah, I'm so proud of SB, and I'm so proud of every member. And if you are, subscribe. But maraming salamat po. This has been Curse Fish, and you, Master, has been amazing. God bless.